Okay, guys, so mine's like right before where we create the two user accounts. So let me pull up those instructions really quick. All right, so we should have that done. We should have this one done. Name on your computers in Windows. First, your initials and then -WS1. You should have pinged them both and make sure they work. So I'm going to start off here. Create local users on workstation 1, John Doe and Jane Doe. Verify that the accounts work. Change the background on each user desktop to something custom and tactful. Make a text file in each user's document folder and a picture in the pictures folder for the user's library. All right, so that's where we're going to start off on this video right here. So I'm going to go straight to WS1. Hide that. I'm going to log into it. Let's make sure that's full screen on this. Should have server 123 as your guys' passwords. So right now it's going to be John Doe and Jane Doe. All right. As soon as it wakes up, verify, do I have internet? Yep, looks like that's working. Cool. So I'm going to go to my computer management really quick. And at some point in this century, in 2020, this will show up. Make sure I turn all your guys' off so I don't get your error messages showing up in this video. There we go. So I'm in my computer management. So I'm going to go to my local users and groups right here. And here's where we're going to create our users. I'm just going to create one user really quick. I'm going to do John first, just because he's the first one I typed over there. Server 123. Server 123 again. I don't care if they change their password. This is just for us. Leave everything else open. We can do password never expires if we want. Then we can go to create, and it'll create that one. I'm going to create Jane. Server 123. Server 123 again. You don't need to change your password. Password never expires. I'm okay with that. And I'm going to create Jane Doe right there. So since we've never started these accounts, these profiles have not been created. So when I hit close, they'll show up right here. So when we look at them, they're going to be regular users because that's what gets created when you create just start creating them. So they're just a user, so they're not going to have permission to use remote desktops. You might get an error that says remote desktop no privileges when you go to log into them. You have to turn off the enhanced session for your view. So now I'm going to log into both of these for the first time and see if they work. So they probably won't show up here yet. They might, but they're not going to right now. I'm going to sign out. Sometimes you have to restart the computer. We got lucky and they're showing up. So I'm going to do Jane first because ladies first. So now it's going to actually create her profile for the first time. This is the first time we'll actually log in and do this account. So we're going to get all the happy dandy windows. Let us take care of everything. We're getting stuff ready for you messages. Hopefully now that we have fixed our restart bug, this creates an account with a background already on it. Woohoo! All right, choose our privacy. Nah. Okay. Looks like her account was created correctly. We even have a Microsoft Edge logo. Well, icon up here. So we're going to wait for the rest of this stuff to load down here in the bottom. Yep, it's still loading. There we go. Let's see. All right, all right. I don't see any lag. Is my start button going to be laggy? A little bit, but still. It's doing stuff in the background, and it could be pulling updates again. So we're just going to have to work it slow. So one of our first tasks is to change the background to something tactful, right? Right-click on the desktop and go to Personalize. It's obviously doing something down here. So, yeah, let's use a theme. Let's change it with a theme. There we go. All right, objective 1. Background's changed. You can also just go and change a picture or upload a picture or download a picture, whichever you want. So our next objective is to put a text file in the user's documents folder and a picture in the picture folder. So open up our file explorer. I only need one. So our documents folder is right here. Just do right click, new. All right, there we got a text. Now let's go put a picture. We got a blank picture. So if you want to actually have something in there, we can edit it. We can go to edit. There we go. Now there's a picture. All right, so both objectives met. We got a document, we have a picture, and we've changed the background. Awesome. There we go. And I can see the background's not Windows. There would be a decent screenshot right there on top of your tutorial. All right, so we'll do the same thing on John. Switch over to John really quick. Now you might not have done them right, so we'll look at your settings in a second when I'm done with this. Let me know if you want us to check and see if your stuff's set up right. All right, I'll let you figure out what you're doing wrong there. There's some obvious stuff in there. Can I check and see if you set up your stuff right for the reset glitch, Tyler? Tyrell? Sorry. Okay. The icon wasn't showing up right either, right there. Someone last night, their stuff was we couldn't get to the button to change it because it kept on because of their screen resolution. That's off. That one's not off. Let's see if that fixes it. That one's off. Okay, cool. You're gonna have to restart your computer. You cool with that? All right. So this is just we can just pause that. It'll just stay right where it is. All right, is mine done loading? All right, there we go. All right, so you should be good now. One of those wasn't turned off, so that's probably why it was restarting still. All right, so I'm gonna hit accept on this. Maybe. There we go. So I'm gonna do the same thing on John Doe. And there could be stuff messed up in the background because we installed a lot of these with that glitch happening. So it might have stole some stuff out when it was setting up accounts. So right now it seems to be working just fine. So stuff's all loading up. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to change my background. So I'm just going to give him something basic. I'm going to give him the water. All right, there we go. Done with that. So he needs a text document and a picture, right? Let's go into his documents really quick. We're just going to right click. We'll say new text document. It'll be test 2. We can just double click it. Put something in there. All right. Now we'll just open pictures. You can open in a new window. So I can stack these. New bitmap. Cool. I'll open it up. So again, it's going to be blank because it's not, I just said new one, so there's not really anything in that file. So if I go edit, it's going to open up me in Paint. And I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to hit print screen, click in here, Control V. There we go. Now there's something in it. Save. So now I have a document. I have a picture. You can take screenshot of each individual one. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing this really quick so I can see that the background's not the default background. I can also see my time and date over here. So this would be a screenshot right here. Good to go. Do your tutorial on how to make those documents really quick and what you did. And that's it. So now that that's created, I am going to do a sign out really quick. That means all of questions 7 tasks, right? Change background, documents folder, picture folder, put something in there. All right. I'm going to sign out of John Doe really quick here. I did have something weird happen last night, so when I tried using the admin account to migrate these, it would not grab the other 2 accounts. But when I logged into Jane's account and then logged into, as administrator, then it grabbed all their accounts. So just for safety's sakes, I'm going to do a real restart on my workstation 1, just to make sure all the files have been written into the registry that should be in there. All right, so I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to say it restart, and then it's going to say there's people still logged in, and I'm like, oh, I'm okay with that. Just because we're in a virtual environment, there's some bugs that probably wouldn't happen normally. So let's just make sure everything's checkpointed and stuck in there. All right. So is that pretty clear what I just did? I don't know if any of you were at that phase or if you're past it, but I just wanted to make sure that's that simple, that quick. Please mute yourself. So as this is restarting, I'm just going to double check on Tyrell. Hopefully it's not restarting on you anymore. So Tyrell, you're putting generalized stuff in there. So what is the name of the computer's share that you're trying to save that to? Because you don't have a server called server. You have a computer called your initials -WS2 or WS1. You don't have a whack server on your network. All right, cool. So I'm back in here. So one thing that might cause a problem, because my admin's name the same on both of my computers, I'm going to go change it, the name of it. I'm going to log into admin really quick on mine, because now I'm going to be on 6. And 6 is migrate users from workstation 1 to workstation 2. So I'm going to try to rename my admin. Oh, I'll rename the admin on the other computer. I'll rename this admin 1 and call the other one admin 2. Because it is wrong. Do you have anything on that server that's shared that says that? You might want to create those directories so it can save in them. Well, you're not supposed to just follow the command. You're supposed to understand the command. This is a you figure it out exam, not a give you the step by step. So if those folders don't exist, how are you going to put something in them? Look at what you actually have in front of you. We'll be there in a second here. All right, so I'm on my admin. So let me just make a quick little change to my admin account. We're about to catch up with Tyrell really quick here. Well, as quick as my computer wants to function. All right, here we go. It's not bad once it gets going. So I'm going to change this to just admin 1. And let me go in the properties really quick. All right, yep, we're good. So I'm going to sign out and sign back in as admin 1. Then we're going to go break down this command we're going to try. Now it's admin 1 because it might conflict with the other one because it's on. I also named that one admin, so I don't want conflicts. There we go. Oh, look, my Explorer Edge is actually showing right now. Huh, that's funny. Still no background, though. Yeah, let's give admin a background. I'm cool with that one right there. There we go. Anybody know where that is? Hint, it's in California. All right. That really, really big flat face cliff. Forget the name of it. All right, cool. All right, so let's take a look at this command that we got to do. So I'm going to try to use the one that's directly on the one that I showed you guys. I know I can do it without those extra switches and it'll work. But let's pull it up really quick. We're going to break this down. So we need to know what we need to do here. So we know this. We're going to do the scan state. So I'm going to grab scan state right now and I'm just going to paste it in here. So the cut and paste in here is going to glitch. So it's going to change some stuff that I don't want it to change. But hey, it's cool. Let's open up Notepad so we can work with some stuff. Let's see what it messes up when it pastes. Yep, right there. See those? It pastes the wrong thing. Did it leave anything else out? We have our eyes. Yes, we have our eyes. We have our my store. All right, cool. So, and then I lost an S too. Hey, let's add some extra letters. Might as well. Bonus. All right, so we're going to use the scan state. That's how we're going to capture stuff from this computer. So whack whack, this means it's on the network. It's a network store. It's just telling you this is an example. This doesn't mean you have this. This is an example. Let me minimize this really quick so I can see you guys. All right, cool. So we do know we have whack whack, our initials dash WS2. And we'll be moving stuff to WS2, so we might as well move it over to that. So I'm going to see if my whack whacks are working. This is why we tried to confirm communication earlier. And it looks like, yep. Why is it asking for a password? Oh, that's right. All right. So I'm into it. So this is what this would be. Whack whack SLS-WS2. If I went in the users, now what is it? Whack whack SLS-WS2 / users. Starting to see something here? All right. So I don't want to deal with password stuff when I'm doing this, so I'm actually going to create this on that other computer. So let's move over to the other computer, and we're actually going to create this directory here so it's not as confusing. I'm going to move over to the other computer now. Here we go. We're going to workstation 2. Hey, workstation 2, how you doing? Oh, hey, it's an admin account. Okay. Server 123, getting my foot in the door. Don't slam it, please. It hurts. It hurts. Oh, that's that mountain you're looking at in that picture. Yosemite National Park. That's the one that they're climbing in that picture. Yellowstone's not in California. Yellowstone's in Montana and Arizona. Why can't I go back to blue button? There we go. I drove through it. I wanted to camp there, but we couldn't find any campgrounds. It's impossible. Those places are like booked for like 3 years in advance. It's crazy. Same with Yellowstone. Yellowstone's like 5 years. And when I went to Yellowstone, there was a tornado warning when we were there. It's like I'd love to see a tornado in the Grand Canyon. When we went to the Grand Canyon, also, it was awesome seeing a storm rolling through the Grand Canyon and it's sunny on one side and just a horrible storm on the other side. All right, so now I'm in here. So I want to create the stuff that we're looking for because it doesn't exist yet. So if I try to go there, it's not there. So let's make this make sense. So I need to create a share. It's for migration in my store, right? So I'm just going to make this easy. I'm going to go to my C drive because it might be easier later just to point to that C drive. Hey! At least this one installed admin right on this computer. I don't need to. This ain't Twix. Come on. All right. Going to my C drive. Hey, C drive, how you doing? You would love to have a new folder, right? Okay. Let's just call this folder. Share. Oh, I can't spell. I can also do this from command prompt, right? Migration. And then one more folder. So we're going to do it just like the instructions over here say, minus the server name. And this is just the easy way to do it. We'll call it my store. All right, cool. So our local path is going to be share migration and then my store. But we're not doing local. We can't see this computer's local from the other computer. So we need to share it, right? We're going to go to properties. You've all done labs on this. We're going to go to share. I'm going to go to advanced share. You know what? Nah, I don't need to. We'll just do a regular. And we want to share with everyone. Now everyone's added, but we don't want just read. We want to be able to write to this file. So we're going to read write privileges. We're not going to make stuff harder on us. We're not going to mess around with the other information. If we're worried about people grabbing it, we can run some encryption commands, but let's not play with those today. We're just going to do a basic migration there. C, whack, whack, SLS, WS2, share. All right, cool. Now we're working with something that looks familiar here. I'm going to go done, close. And now if I go to network here, I should see myself in this list somewhere. Do not go to my computer when you're doing yours. I will so delete your entire virtual machine if you do that. So now it shows the share right here. Migration. My store. And come up here, and if I look at the address, now I have SLS-WS2 share migration my store. So I'm going to leave this open for now. I'll just minimize this. Now we're here. So now we actually have this. So I'm going to go back one. And now it's there. Isn't that fancy? And I'm all for being like creatively cheating. So I'm gonna grab that because I don't want to type it. I don't like typing. All right, so I'm gonna come back over here. There we go. That should be all I have to change on this command. So let me make sure there's no extra spaces or anything sitting at the end of this. Nope, I don't see anything at the end. Let's see, is there anything at the beginning? Nope. All right, cool. So I'm just going to take this and copy it. I'm going to show you another cheat later. So now I want to go to my command prompt. So you can't run these commands in Windows PowerShell. It'll get mad at you. So I'll open up PowerShell, but then I'll flip it over to command prompt, okay? Now let me minimize this window here so I can see what you guys are typing. All right. So I'm going to go home first, cd backslash, as soon as it types. So that PS says I'm in PowerShell. I know I'm in PowerShell at the top. I did open it admin. But all right, so I can't run this command prompt command in here. So I'm going to go CMD. And that's going to convert this to command prompt. So now that it's got the C colon and my location on the left, I'm in the right thing. So guys, if I just do this command right here, is it going to work? If I run that, is that going to work? Nick says no. What about the rest of you? Is it going to work? I'm going to let Nick tell us why it's not going to work, but... Nope, because no one paid attention to the lab they did. So if I run it, it's not going to do anything. Because I'm not in the directory that exe is where that scan state is. So we have to actually go to that directory and run it in that directory. Or I can take that exe file and move it wherever I'm sitting it. But so I'm going to go cd program files, the proper one. Which one? Oh, guess what? I'm not going to find it. Why? Why am I? Yep. Why am I not finding the kit? Yes, I haven't installed it. It's not going to work if I don't install it, right? All right. So another thing that you probably need to put in your notes. So you can get it online if you just search Windows 10 ADK or the link that's in your book or many other forms of trying to find it, but it is on the server because Nick put it on the server. So let's see. The server should show up if you go to network right here. So it's Tech House. If there's issues, then you might have to use, there might be an issue with your virtual NIC, and usually the IP address works if the DNS name isn't working. So see, mine's not. So let me make sure, though, that's the issue, because I need to make sure my network and file sharing is all those features are turned on properly. That's going to be one reason why that doesn't work. So I'm going to go to Sharing, Network and Sharing Center. I'm going to go to my advanced options over here. Since I could see my other computer, that might not be the problem here, but let's just go double check because that other one's on a private network. So that's on, that's on. That's on, that's on. And those are all on. So that's probably not the problem. Sometimes, though, you do it once and it gets mad at you and you go and do it again and it works. Let's see if that's the case. Oh, look, that was the case. All right. So Student. No one better be asking me this later. Server 123 exclamation point. That's why you have an invention called pen, paper, pencil, paper, notepad, notes in the computer. Screenshot. I don't know. Screenshot wouldn't do much good unless you do it right now. All right, who's got the screenshot ready? Okay, hit print screen. 1, 2, 3, clear. All right, cool. Remember my credentials. Open. Okay. So I'm in there. So we're going to go to users, public downloads, and it's going to be in the ISO, Windows 10 ISO. And don't just double click it. Right click, copy. Don't drag it, because you can move it from there and remove it. That's not what you're trying to do. Copy and paste it. It's not a big file. It's barely anything. So now that we got that, run it as administrator. We have to install it. There's really only one thing in here you need for what we're doing. I believe this is the only ADK tool that this actually had us use in uCertify, if I'm correct. There's a lot more in here, but I think this is the only one that actually had you guys use. I am disappointed that it didn't have you actually find it and install it, though. So food for thought for my brain for creating my own labs for the next run. I think I'd rather do what we're doing right now for an exam. All right. So here, program x86 Windows Kit 10. This is the default location. So we are cool. We also got to understand, like, these exams and stuff, expect that you already have experience doing everything. They're not meant for new people who have never touched the stuff. So we got to adapt to it, but we have 4 weeks that we're allowed to use to adapt to teach you all this. So, all right. So I'm going to leave this on the default location. You also have the option to download the Windows Assessment and Deployment Kit Windows 10 for installation on a separate computer. So we can download that, but we're going to do this way on both, just so we know, hey, we need to do this. Just going to rub some salt in the wound. I think I hit next. There we go. No, I don't want to give anything for free. I'm sorry. I'd rather be paid than for free. All right, so I'm going to turn off stuff that we don't need, okay? The only thing we need is the USMT tool. This is just to make it so it's less time on installing this. We can always come back, run it, and install the stuff if we needed it. And also, there used to be the Windows PE creation tool, but they separated that from ADK for some reason. So that's another one that didn't go over too well. Windows 7, it was called AIK, but it was the same thing. Windows likes to rebrand stuff that confuse people. I just unchecked all that other stuff just so that this was quicker, so we don't have to go through the whole install and all that other stuff. We're trying to reserve space, and the more stuff we do, the slower we're going to slow down the server. So again, our server, it's only 2 point some gigahertz, but we have 512 gigabytes of RAM, but that is DDR3 RAM, not DDR4 RAM. So and hopefully this is helping you guys out. I hope. I don't need to launch to get started because that it's the page we're on right now is better than the page that sends you to. All right. So I'll just keep that for now. And now I can come back here. Now if I hit my tab, I should have... I might have to refresh this. Yeah, I'm going to have to reopen it. It's got the old cache in here, so let me just... Alright, now let's try. So I'm using tab, remember, programs, and then I can hit the backslash. There it goes, Windows Kit. Then we're going to be 10. System and Deployment Toolkit. Ah! Not the one I want. I can just type it, but I'm just going to flip through so you can see you can just scroll. So that's the one we want, is User State Migration Tool. AMD 64. That's where we want to move our directory to. That's where it installed everything. Now that I'm in there, if I do dir, it's going to show a whole bunch of stuff. It's got all those files you can edit, your XML files and all that. We're not going to go through all that junk right now. But we do see our load state and our scan states in here also. So now I must have blew away my cut and paste. Now we should be able to run this command. Let's see. Granted, since I'm doing a demonstration, there might be something wrong here. But let's see if it does something. But let's zoom in a little bit. I think I zoomed in too far. Invalid store path. So it doesn't like my path. Why? Because I didn't change it, right? So I did not change the server part of this. Did I? I guess I did. So let's see what I have wrong in here. This might not work at the end of here. Why is this cutting off the left side? There we go. So you really don't need the stuff in. I'm going to see if it's got my store path. Nope, it doesn't like my store path. So what do I have wrong in there, guys? So let's see. Something's acting goofy. Let's see. Can I actually create something in here? Okay, looks like I can. I believe that's what I have. Let's go back over here. Do I have a typo? Not caps on the name. And it still doesn't like it for some reason. Well, this is running into a problem. This did not happen last night, I promise you. It's not a PowerShell command. And for some reason, it's not liking the path. So let me just do this, see if I'm having any issues, which, because I don't think I should have an issue with it being in command prompt that was originally PowerShell. But let's just work out, see if that is what it is. Again, we have some weird bugs every now and then. We might just restart the system and see if that's what's going to do it. Oh, I should just put that whole thing up here. I hate typing this. Okay, cd /cd program files. All right. Baby shark, 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 shark. Then we just flip through everything in there. Huh. All right, there we go. Oh, this thing's not happy right now. All right. So we do know that the path is right because I grabbed it directly. I'm gonna restart this computer really quick just to see if I'm having something. You can't run it in PowerShell. I tried doing it last night. It says this command can't run in PowerShell, but I'll try it. But first, power. I know I could just right click the other thing. I'm that lazy. All right, let's see. some reason it's not liking the network path. Interesting. All right, let's try something else. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna restart this one. I'm gonna restart the other one. It should be working because I was able to write to it and do stuff. So it was not one thing, it's another, guys, right? Oh, son of a. I could do it. It pulled updates, guys. So you guys want to take a break right now? We'll wait for this to flip over. The one that had updates started quicker. Oh, I guess I don't get to click on it. What's up, Tiger? Yeah, sure, save it. Those updates it pulled could have been causing that problem. Hate updates. So to prevent the machines from doing that, we can just put them on a private network so that they don't have internet. Good old restarts. I think WS2 was having issues. It doesn't say it's doing Windows updates, so I'm kind of tempted to do this. How's everybody else doing? What eating? Food? Break? Right? It's like I'm ready to do something new. Actually, no, I'm studying for my A+. Oh, okay. You'll get it. You know you'll get it. You're just trying to get a perfect score, aren't you? I'm gonna be the first one to get accused of cheating on this test. Perfect score. Yeah. I think certifications are only designed to trick you. And instead of figure out if you know how to do something, if they can trick you on the question. So they can make you do it again and they can make more money. They're literally making money out of thin air. You're taking a test and you're paying what, $300? Come on. Well, 100 and something for the A+ ones, but updating your system. Hey, hey. Yeah, I'm dyslexic, so multiple choice. I'll be looking at one, look at the right answer, and I'll click the wrong fucking thing. So I gotta like anti me when I'm looking at it. So I have to I usually put a sticky note on my screen and I'll put it underneath so I know I'm not clicking on the wrong thing. Well, I have to just block out the other stuff so I can't see it. Yeah, when I write, I like write and and I think I'm writing a whole sentence. In my head, I am, but then when I look at the paper, it's not there. Ugh. It says 100%, so I think that update might have been causing us problems, but who knows? See, I had no issues with saving stuff last night. We were just playing around with commands, and I was letting everybody in the class mess around. So, but it definitely left out that lack command. That's an important command that was left out for deploying because it never went through deploy. The book doesn't even go over deploying. It just, oh, you just use the load state. It doesn't tell you how to actually do it, and the command they have wouldn't work if you're doing a local account. Now, if you're doing a domain account, it'll work. But we're messing with local accounts, so we need local account and then the passwords. And you don't really have to do LAE unless you want them enabled. It'll transfer them, but they'll be all disabled. Then you have to go in there and enable them all. Ugh. But yeah, the first time I did it last night, it was only pulling the admin account. It was not pulling Jane or John Doe. So I logged in the Jane Doe and then opened up the command prompt as administrator, right? And ran the exact same command, and it worked. Yep, in CMD. It just kept on pulling. It wouldn't see Jane and John for some reason. It just kept on pulling admin, 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 but it would not pull Jane and John until I logged into Jane and ran it as Jane, and then it worked. It grabbed all of them, grabbed admin and John and her. So you don't have to use the /I. And by default, if you don't use any switch at the end, it'll just do everything. If you just do scan state and then the location you're saving it in, it'll do everything. Its default is auto if you don't define anything. So the defining stuff is to leave stuff out. I don't trust them either. Look, I just got kicked out of this and it was just turning on. Oh, it's restarting again. Freaking updates. That wasn't a glitch restart. That was a official Microsoft update restart. That's why I like doing updates on Linux, because it'll do them all in the background. And it doesn't apply until after you restart on your own schedule. There's some commands in there that they're leaving out too that's not in there, but like force and that too. I guess /O would be kind of a force, so you can just push through any error messages that get kicked. Most of those error messages come from because trying to copy Windows Defender stuff and all that, and you can't write to Windows Defender on the other computer. But I wish all their programs just had a consistent switch policy on them. So the same commands for all of them would be nice. And they go, oh, PowerShell's adjective, noun, blah, blah, blah. But there's exceptions. Yeah, there's on all of them, there's exceptions. You better freaking turn on, buddy. All right, so hopefully it works this time, guys. Hopefully I'm not stuck with this black screen here, like we've seen in the past. And what's sad is you can't connect to shares. Like you can't CD to a share network folder and do stuff. It's stupid. You have to do like net and all that other stuff. So I'd rather just do a command that would write those files to the share from command prompt. You're still doing stuff? What the hell? Oh my god, man. I think this pulled updates off of WS1 is what it did. Because I reverted, but I think WS1 had updates on it already, and it pulled updates from it. Or anyone else's computer that's on the network here that has the updates already downloaded, it probably pulled from them. So, exercise, our next exam is going to be flipping these to a private switch and setting static IP addresses. I need to set up a private virtual network on the VM, the VMware side, so that we could do the domain and then route that into it. Or we do that first and then we can flip over. All right. Sorry, guys, I wasn't expecting to do this when I restarted it. So easy to lose my 4 hours. Ah. If I have a domain joined, yeah. It's not domain joined yet. Domain joined and tell it to use Wasus. You can tell the delay, but half the time, even if you tell the delay like 30 days, 60 days, it still won't do it. It'll still pull updates. It's the real big complaint everybody has is we don't want it to do updates, but it'll still do them anyway. So even if I was off network and someone brought a laptop on my network and connected to the Wi-Fi, it would pull an update from that computer if it had an update I didn't have. You can also you're supposed to be able to set it to not do updates over metered and then set your connection as a metered connection, but it still does it. They just pretend like it won't on paper. That's one way we used to do it. Just tell it's on a metered connection, and then it won't pull updates automatically. But if you look in the forums, they've changed it. So I mean, I think they've pretty much turned Windows into a virus on its own. It's like its own worm. They know what people don't want it to do, and they still force it to do it. I mean, the next version of Windows should be Windows Me too. I mean, we already had Windows Me. I mean, most of us call it Windows F Me, but that's where blue screen of death got its name. No one was using Microsoft signed drivers on Windows ME, and it just destroyed it. Everything would make a blue screen of death on it. Then I think Windows 2000, and that's when Windows actually became stable, was when Windows 2000 came out. And that's when Windows 2000 and Server, they got rid of NT, and everything was just based on the same operating system. Because they used to be two completely different operating systems. You had Windows NT and then Windows Server, and then you also had like your Windows 98 and all that other stuff. All right, looks like I can log back in now. Let's see if this command is going to work. I don't know. Because I wanted to show you guys something and it worked last night. I'm like, hey, no problems. But guess what? Yes. All right, I don't need that open. I just need this one open. It's a Tigger. That's funny because that's like I used the tiger for my e-benefits, the picture. Yeah, there's no Tiger King. Tigers are solo. They don't have no pride. uh that was funny. Yes. All right. Let's just do our basic stuff. Let's just make sure it's working again. See it showing up. Oh, that tiger guy. Talk about some Joe Dirt in real life. Maybe that's what's throwing it off, is it wants a password for it. So let me just do the remembered credentials, and I'll just do the... Alright. This is all working. I did tell it for everybody, though, so it shouldn't have asked me for a password. Whatever. Let's do this the fun way. I can't type. Oh, alright. There we go. I need some sleep. Oh, you son of a... Oh, skipped it. Oh, skipped it again. Yeah, I kept this one at least. Solid as a rock. Freaking work this time, please. Usually it's a good sign when it's waiting, but it might just say... Worst case, I do a local and I just share it to the other one. So... It might have had something to do with me not being logged in with the password earlier. But I thought I was logged in and said save it earlier. Well, we don't got an error message yet. I don't think I have any wood in here. Oh, it's working. All right, there we go. We got John Doe, we got Admin 1, and we got Jane Doe. Gathering data. So nothing's ever going to run smooth in IT, even if you have the right stuff in front of you. You're going to have to do the whole troubleshooting methodology and restart stuff, look at stuff, poke stuff every now and then. So I'm thinking it was two things. It could either been they had the update downloaded and that was conflicting with the communication, or that it was the password wasn't registering and it wasn't connecting and doing it. But I clicked on it after and it didn't ask me for password. So I'd feel more that it was that update's pinned in than anything. Yep, worked for me. I don't know why it don't work for you. That's why I charge $100 an hour. I got an IT guy fired one time when I was doing orthotics and prosthetics. The guy would sit there and do everything. He set up user accounts and command prompt, and he charged $100 an hour, minimum of 1 hour. And I went over to another computer and said, "Hey, this guy's just ripping you off." And I sat down and set up all the users in about 5 minutes. On Active Directory, you can create one user, make them a member of all the groups they're supposed to be, and copy, and just type their names in it, and then they're good to go. I was done. That guy was still sitting there. The boss walks in there and says, "Grab your stuff, get out of here." And then from that day on, I was the IT guy. So I did my full-time job making orthotics and prosthetics, and then I had a day designated for IT, and I was always taking phone calls as I was fabricating prosthetics, walking people through troubleshooting steps. Like, have you restarted your computer? Have you unplugged the modem? Have you done this? Keep in mind, I didn't have A plus or anything at the time. I just had my experience. So I got a bonus. I always got a good bonus every year because of all the money I saved them. I set up remote applications. So their Metasoft, which is like $10,000 per computer to install it on, I set up with a remote app on their server so that they can deploy it across the internet. So I was pretty much doing cloud before people were doing cloud. Then I sent the EXE to the other remote offices, and they installed it, and it was pretty much act like an application on their computer, but it was really a remote connection to the server at the main office where they were doing everything at the main office, which saved them a lot of money because somebody broke in and installed all the computers one time, and all we had to do was just go in and disable their accounts on the server, so there was nothing actually stored on those computers. So, so far so good. Hopefully some of the stuff that we did though shows you why your commands weren't working. The little things you might have forgot or didn't realize, hey, this doesn't exist, or this isn't the name of my locations. The way I have this stuff planned in my head to work doesn't mean it always does. So error code returns 0. So according to that, we're good. And according to me, I cheat. All right. So how does Sean cheat? All right. Well, I'll show you how Sean cheats. All right. There we go. Now let me just go add those other two things at the very end of this that we need. Oh, I cheat even more than that, right? Oh yeah, we need LAC and LAE, but one of those needs passwords on it. So this one will... Oh crap, I didn't just paste everything on there, did I? God damn it. All right, Control Z. I'll just type it. LAC, that, and then your password. And then /LAE. And that's going to enable the account. All right? So what else can I do to cheat on here? Anybody? Anybody know? I think Nick might figure out what I'm about to do. Let's see. I'll give you guys about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to cheat. So I'm horrible at typing. You've seen me. I can't type. That's why if I can tab or what, no, I'm going to tab because I can't feel my fingertips. It makes it hard. So once I figure out a way that I don't have to do stuff, and I know I'm going to do this over and over, so I needed to run this on a bunch of other computers. I need to capture them and send them and all kinds of fun stuff. I just need to change a little bit of stuff in here. But if I take this And I'm going to go to my network. I'm going to go to my WS2. Ah, you son of a... Why do you have to change when I'm trying to click on it? It's always like right when you go to click on something. Oh, scroll. All right. So I'm just going to go into this share right here. Maybe. Hey, share. Hey. Thank you. There we go. And I'm going to call this load state. And, oh yeah, I'm going to change it from a text file to a .bat file. Uh-oh, here goes the tingling on Nick. Save. All right, WS2. So now I can just come over to WS2, which I want to move these profiles to, right? And I don't need to do this across the network. I could have changed that to C drive, got rid of that part, and it'll work. But I'm going to still do it across the network, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to run the script, though, locally, because I know I did my share file on my C drive. So it's right there. So all I got to do here is just right-click. If I did everything right and there's nothing wrong on this command here, run as administrator. Say yes. And I might have had something typed wrong in there, so let's figure that out. All right, let's go CMD. What do I have wrong in there? Oh, the /0 needs to be at the end. And I think, I had a space too. That'll cause a problem. That's probably what the problem was there. I'm going to go file save again. I don't know. I don't remember clicking that. All right. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope. All right. Wow. Uh, hmm. We're going to fine tune that as soon as we figure out what I have wrong in here. If I have something wrong in here. So let's see. So if you do it as a batch file, you have to do like pause, or it's going to close it as soon as it's done. So, oh, yes, that's what I did wrong. All right, cool. All right. So before I go in there, what did I do wrong, guys? Why didn't that work? Location. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There's one or two things I can do. So first I need to install, like Nick said, right? So what the hell? Are you guys clicking on my stuff? Don't click on my stuff. All right. So first, since I'm in enhanced session, I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to grab this off of my desktop on my main computer. I wonder, well, let me do it from this one. Is this one enhanced also? This one's not enhanced. One sec. We're going to enhance that. Maybe. I'm going to have to log in now. I should be able to cut and paste from this one to this one, okay? I just want to show you that feature. I can also cut and paste from my main computer, which the Hyper-V is on, right there. So I can just grab that, go copy, and I can come over here, right-click, paste, and it's right there. So I'm just going to go run that one as admin really quick. So if I'm making a batch file and I want to make sure it does it right, I probably want to do my cd command in there also, right? I want to make sure it puts it in that directory. Or I can put that batch file in the directory that I want to run it in. This is a little bit more advanced stuff that I don't think it went through, but it will help you if you hate typing like I do. And again, I don't mind running into problems. I kind of did this on purpose so that we had to do it again because I know you guys will run into it. Okay. Now, I knew I'd forget. That's why I didn't want to do it at the same time I did the other one. So again, I'm going to turn this other stuff off because we don't need it for now. We don't need to waste time. I've wasted enough time. There's all the unknowns. You can't account for unknowns. So, hey, look, Windows IP over USB. And again, all the tools in this ADK is a full-time class too, and all the stuff we're doing here, even just migrating accounts is a full-time job. So just doing this one task that we're doing right here is a full-time job. When someone gets a new computer, they want you to migrate their old computer to their new computer, and they want it to work exactly like their old computer. That thing about migrating, you might bring all the bugs from their old computer to their new computer too. That's why most places will use Roman profiles. But depending on the quality of the network, Roman profiles might mean forever for someone to log into their computer. The advantage of Roman profiles is you can sit down at anyone's computer and log into it. Unless you have it set in your GPOs where only certain users can use certain computers. Close. All right, cool. So now the folder is going to exist. So let's go to that folder directly, okay? So we know I'm going to copy this just in case. So I'm going to show you two ways we can do this. Copy. So we know we're in programs x86, Windows kits, 10. So if you had 7 in that, you'd have different. You'd have an ADK for each version of Windows, okay? So we're going to go assessment, user state migration tool, AMD 64. So one of two things I can do here. I can take my batch file and I can just drop it right here, right? If I drop it here, it's going to be in this category. Well, it's going to be in this directory when it runs. So now I have it right there. Another thing I can do is I can just right click here. I can go edit address, right? I can say copy, but sometimes copy grabs some weird stuff. I don't know why. So I just go in there and copy it. I can go into this one I just dropped here, go edit. And in my script, just to be a fail-safe, I can do cd. Now, someone tell me why that's not going to work right now. Besides Nick. Yeah, I saw that, Nick. I saw that, Nick. Besides Nick, why is that not going to work? I need to know if everybody else is awake. I have CD. CD's right there. There's a very important reason why this is not going to work. Nope, doesn't have to be the same line. It's a different command. It'll execute each line like a different command. See if Gavanga's got this. I think Gavanga's got this. Come on. That's the right directory. It's changing to that directory. So I have spaces right here, right? So you have a space. I have a space. I have a space. So it's going to think each one of these is a new command. So I need that, right? And that. Or maybe even that just to be safe. So if you notice when I was tabbing, when I was in there, It put the quotes in there automatically. So I'm gonna hit save on that and let's see. Okay. What are you trying to save it as? Save means save as what you are, you dumb thing. Not save a new one. Seriously? I didn't spell load state right. I put an A in there. That's okay. Wow, it does not like me saving stuff in that directory. It's like, I hate you. All right. So we'll put this on the desktop really quick. Remember we have to save as a .bat though, and let me change that. Hey, desktop. That's the wrong desktop. This desktop. All right, so it's on desktop. So let's see. Right click it, and let's see if it works. Is it single quote or double quotes? Let's find out. Oh, it got mad at me. So let's double check that. Maybe it's single quotes, guys. Again, this is just once you get it worked out. All right, we're just going to run it in the real thing. So let's see where our error is here. We'll go into our C. Well, let's check our command here. All right, so I have a typo in there somewhere, or it's because of the quotes. Let's see. So it does want the double quotes. So that puts us in the right one. So now our other command we want to type should be this one. So let's see if there's anything wrong with this. So now that we're in the right directory. Son of a... You guys ready? Failed. Why is it failing? Is it the same as last time? LAE error. It doesn't like that /0. So where does it want that /0? Maybe over here? Let's see. You do not like /0, do you, buddy? All right, let's just do it without it. Last time I did it with the /0 at the end. I'm not sure why it wasn't working that time. It's where it says to put it too, is at the end. So now it's processing. So this is what we should see. Yeah, there's some stuff that says should work, and if you watch a video and then you go and do it, it doesn't work how they say it does. I think there's like some changes they've made too. Since, you know, on different Windows updates where they've changed stuff, but they haven't changed the instructions for it yet. So So far, it looks like it's working, though. Yeah, they don't even tell their own support staff when they make changes. So when this is done, this should be the end of the exam right here. Exam 1. We have more we're going to do, hopefully. I just want to make sure everybody's done with this step and everything's functional. That's what happens when some of your engineers are in India, some of them are in Washington, some of them are in China. Most of them are in India. Yeah, you go to their KB and they go, updates have been changed. What? What did you change? Or that unknown error messages you get? Unknown error. Okay, thanks. Why didn't you work then? You don't know why? Then just keep working. So we can get rid of that 0 in my script, and then we can run this on other computers too. What we would do is we do the overwrite command. So I go to one computer, have a script where it captures them, saves them to the same spot, go to the next one, and then load it on that computer. So it makes it really quick to do everything. So there's that cancel due to IO error. So that's the one. Oh, /C, not /O. Oh, ooh. All right, there we go. On this one, it's /C. There we go. /O on capture, /C on load. That's right. Okay. The problem it was having is it's trying to load this computer part. It's trying to load security stuff. Security stuff's locked down. It's not going to let it do it. Yeah, you'll see this time when it flips through, it's going to actually tell us what the error was on the IO error. It didn't. Well, you can kind of see it here. It says Windows Defender definitions updates, Windows Error 5 description. So once it hit Microsoft Windows Defender, so it's also doing the programs and everything too. So we did get our user accounts. Those are all 100%. But this is just to make sure everything got pushed through. It'll say would have been fatal if I didn't have the /C command on here. Is what it's gonna say. And there's more in-depth stuff. We can compress this stuff. We can encrypt it. All kinds of stuff. See, 6 migration errors would have been fatal if not for /C. Please set log verbose level to a level of V1 for details. So we could do /V1 when we're doing this, and it'll tell us that. You know how we do like V13 and the one in our book? So that's the verbose one is going to show us what the problem was. But everything says 100% done. So we should have these accounts sitting in there now. So I'm going to close this. We're done with it. So if I want, I can come in here and change that to a C. And I'm just going to do File, Save. And we could also do that that verbose one if we wanted to. But let's see something here. I just want you guys to see this actually work. It might have problems since we've already ran it one time, but let's see. I did as administrator, right? Yeah. Oh, I didn't make that other change, did I? All right, one sec. I got too many of these open right now. Let me just make sure I'm editing the right one. I think that was it, right? That's a good thing about doing these. And then we can put a pause command at the end if we wanted to pause it. So we could see what was wrong with it. But that's no fun. All right, that looks right. Let's see. All right. Cross your fingers so I don't put my foot in my mouth because it should work now. There we go. So you like that? And see, I do have the double quotes, but it's showing single on here, so it's weird. That way you can make subtle changes to a script that you know works, stuff that you're typing repeatedly, and you can just have that on your share ready to run it. So if we were doing this in PowerShell, we just do a PS1 file. We'd save it in .ps1 and it would do the same thing. It would just execute it in PowerShell instead of in here. So I like PowerShell because it has colors. So we should have an admin one, an admin, a John Doe, a Jane Doe, and hopefully we have all their files too, right? We have Jane Doe, we have John Doe, we have admin. So what do you think picture would prove that you did this, that they work? There's that test file we created. I wonder why I had you guys do that. There's that picture we created. So, cool. So now we're going to make sure they work. We have to log into them, right? And I think Nick snagged my batch file from my computer. I think he went on the share and found it and grabbed it really quick. Or he just wrote it himself. But... All right. I'm going to log out of admin. So remember, you have to restart the computer for these changes to take effect. So it may or may not show them right here. So see, it's not showing them. So we need to come over here and restart. And this is hoping that the LAE worked. If they didn't enable them, we have to go in there and enable them because by default they'll be in there disabled. And I will edit this video and I will put this on YouTube so you can remember in the future. And then I'll try to organize it with its own channel and everything for the Windows 10 stuff. I've just been uploading stuff randomly for you guys. But this is definitely, this will get you a job. Just doing this will get you a job. So if you can set up a virtual machine at home and practice and figure out what all those commands do, all the different switches, and work with them, it'll be a fairly decent paying job. If you look online, just Google re-image computers, migrate computers, migrate in Windows 10. There's jobs everywhere. Most of them are contract, but they're usually like, 3 to 6 month jobs. And then usually if they like you, they'll keep you. Most IT work's contract work. That's what sucks. You have to work through like hire an agency, and then you do like for 6 months, and then the company will decide to take you on full time. And look at that. Admin 1, Jane Doe, John Doe. Let's go to Jane Doe. We didn't look at Jane Doe. Let's see if our stuff works on her. Oh, let's see if the password. Oh, per password works. But, all right, who remembers why I get this message? Why am I getting this message, guys? Yep. And by what Nick means in enhanced mode, view, turn this off. Jane Doe doesn't. She's a regular user. She does not have remote desktop permissions. Enhanced session is a remote desktop connection. So now if I go to Jane Doe and log in, he's gonna be a-okay. Hopefully. Because I love to end this video with stuff going correctly without having to cut 3 hours out of it like the last one. Hi. Now it's officially setting up their accounts in the registry. We put everything in there, but it wasn't in the registry yet. So now it's registering everything in the registry. That's why we have to wait for this to finish right here. I think by default, that command should automatically include everything we just did. And you should have to just enter excludes instead of includes. Like by default, include everything. Exclude photos. Exclude this. It should be like Linux or something. That would make more sense to me for a tool like this. Like if you wanted encryption, you should just say like /E 256 ISE. Like right what it actually is, not some random number that refers to it. My back is killing me, guys. For some reason last night I kept coughing. I think I was just laying down in the wrong position and coughed, and it really messed up my little sciatic nerve injury. So I think I got my 2 hours in. So let's see if we can get you guys all done today, so we can move on to the next the next exercise. You need to work on that evil villain laugh. Villains have mustaches. Heroes have beards. Even in reality, look at Hitler. Hey, look at that. It's got the little flower thing and everything I did. Does it run any faster on this workstation? It should, because this one's supposed to have, yeah, this one has more RAM. So we migrated from a minimum requirement to a recommended requirement computer. Yay! And it seems to work. Let me go open up her documents. Hey, 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 hey. Don't start acting slow. You were just working. All right, let's go to pictures. 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 There we go. How many did I just open? 20? They should have a, did you mean to open more than one of these things pop up? You know? Did you really want 500 to open? So there's our picture. Obviously, it compressed the picture. So there we go. There's the little scrubble I did. And then our documents has our little text file right there. It says hi. There we go. That was a work of art, dude. Modern art. That stuff was worth $10,000 on eBay. It's one of a kind. I call it Etch-a-Sketch Prime. All right. So, just remember your screenshots need to prove that stuff worked. So, you might want to have some stuff in there that A, proves you're on WS2. So, make sure WS2 is on there. Make sure the account's on there. And make sure you show that those documents transferred over. And then in the end, everything we did should be here. We've named it. We're on here. We're on Jane Doe is right here. And there's different ways you can prove what account you're on this other computer too. I mean, you can just open up command prompt, CMD. If you type it right, unlike me, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And look, it says Jane Doe right there. So that could prove that you're on Jane Doe. There's many ways you can prove you're on Jane Doe. You can do Control-Alt-Delete. We can go to Switch Users. This will probably show all the users on it. Maybe. So that could show a list of all the users that got moved over here. And then just show that your files got transferred over too. More than one screenshot. It doesn't have to be just one. Just have enough screenshots to prove what you did. And have your tutorial on how to do it and the problems you ran into. Even if you ran into the ones I didn't run into, write how you troubleshot it and what you did wrong. This will help you in the future when you do this in Yvonne's class in 411 and 412. On a server. So I'm going to go to John and just double check and make sure he's working now, because that's one of the things, verify they work, right? So much in IT is based on your documentation and how you can explain to someone else how to do something. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be explaining to someone over a phone. And you're going to be thinking in your head and trying to walk them through how to do it and what version of Windows they're on, because they're not going to be on the same as you. No matter what type of IT work you're going to be doing, you're going to be doing a lot of phone work, whether you're at a service desk or not. Even if you're an instructor, you're still doing IT work. So I'm just going to verify that that one's working, and then we're good. Then I'll work on giving you guys your new exam thing tomorrow, and maybe squeeze in some test questions in there too. A quiz maybe. So this was some of 1 and 2, and some creating files and some network stuff was squeezed into this. I just want to make sure you guys can do the basics. That's my goal. Basics as admin, not basics as a user. End users only know their software. They don't know the OS. Oh, look, his background works too. Yay! All right, cool. So now that we know that all of mine work, let's see if we can get your guys' to work. So I'm going to end this video and probably upload it so you guys have it for later. I'll upload it after we get you guys taken care of. So, or do you guys want me to just edit it really quick and throw it up there right now without edits? All the problems and everything so you guys can see them? Now that I have this, though, you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to checkpoint this. I like doing the YouTube videos better than doing the blue button because the blue button isn't very high quality and YouTube actually does the whole screen and everything. So I'm trying to power this off. There we go. Shut down. It was still loading stuff in the background, see? I'm going to shut that down. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to shut this one down too. Oh, it wants to do an update. Let's do an update and shut down so it's updated when I... So at this point, everything's still functional. So I'm going to save my checkpoint as migrate users. Done. I've completed all my tasks. So if I do need to go back, I can go back and take screenshots I might have forgot because everything's still in there. Everything I've done is still in there. So... But I think we have full-on video of this entire exam now. From the first one and this one put together, we have the trial error and then everything working. So I probably need to do a video really quick on just doing that one setting to fix the restart problem because I haven't had any restart problems today. After we fixed yours, Tyrell, has yours been working okay? Any restarts after we've restarted it? Okay, good. I can deal with slow. I can't deal with stuff restarting on you guys. That's not cool. You guys are stressed out enough trying to remember stuff. You don't need to be in the middle of doing something and have it wipe everything you just did on you. All right, I'm going to end the video, though, because we don't need to show me doing checkpoints. We know how to do checkpoints, right? All right. Over and out.